we did it. It's really, really happy.
American YouTube star, singer, actress, and dancer Jojo Siwa became quite popular after she appeared in the reality TV show Dance Moms when she was just 8. Since then, she's gone on to make several appearances on various television series and even in music videos. But the thing about being popular is that there will always be mistakes and wrong moves. Imagine how it'll be for young stars who are constantly being watched by millions of people. That sounds like a lot of regrettable moments. Today's video is about some of these mistakes, which will haunt Jojo Siwa for some time in the future. Let's dive right into it. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We are giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Announcing that she wanted to be a meme. Who would intentionally set themselves up for online mob dragging? It can only be Jojo Siwa. She declared online that she was ready to become a meme. It wasn't long before she began to regret it though. I mean, what do you expect when you basically tell people to create jokes with you at the center stage? Flowers? Jojo underestimated the humor of the meme lords on Twitter, and they quickly went to work. Now we have so many memes of Jojo circling around the internet space. At some point, she decided she had had enough. That was the point where people started editing her hair, making her look like an old bald man. This forced her to leave Twitter. She really didn't appreciate the jokes at that point. No one was listening to her tell everyone she forgot she'd said anything. They had already passed that stage. Of course, we can understand why Jojo doesn't like people making jokes about her receding hairline. Apart from affecting her self-esteem negatively, it's a high level of trolling no one enjoys. But then again, asking to be made a meme is not the smartest move in the book, and she's regretting it already. Since the memes won't be leaving the internet space even in decades, we know she'll regret this one for a long time. Up next is Jojo embracing her childish acts. When you take a look at Jojo Siwa, there's one thing that everyone notices, and that's how she acts. Built her fan base and audience with her childish persona, Jojo is known for being hyper and bubbly and even talking really fast. It's almost like she goes out of her way to act like a child despite being a teenager. This behavior in a toddler can be considered cute, but not in a 17-year-old teen. The young woman has built her entire career on the foundation of acting like a 5-year-old, which makes sense when you realize that her audience is majorly young children. However, it's only a matter of time before it starts to grate on the senses. Parents are already afraid that their children will think that this is an acceptable way to behave. Imagine being stuck with a teen toddler deliberately acting like this, the stuff of nightmares. It's even scarier when you realize that Jojo is not putting on an act as much as we would like to think, and she really is like this 24/7. She clarified this several times, saying that it is her actual personality, so the talking too fast and being annoying is all the real Jojo. But we believe that this is something she will regret later in life, especially as she will have to grow out of it at some point. What would you think of a 25-year-old Jojo Siwa still bouncing around and screaming? Will she be able to switch without losing everything she stands for? We'll have to wait and see. Up next is the ridiculous clickbaiting of young audiences. Clickbaiting is pretty common online, even with blogs and various YouTube channels. Heck, you've probably been caught many times. However, this shady practice of uploading video that has a dramatic or dangerous title while the contents are nothing like that is becoming quite normal for several YouTubers, Jojo Siwa included. The teen star took it a little too far with hers though. It's not rare for Jojo and her team to upload repetitive content just to get those views, but in a show of shame and desperation for online views, she took it a notch higher when she made a vlog with her brother. In the video, they told a carefully crafted story of how their father had been hit by a bus and suffered serious injuries. They included really graphic details, painting the picture vividly, and here's where it gets really awful. She may have forgotten that her audience was mostly below 13 years old and completely vulnerable. These young fans were distressed to hear that their favorite celebrity was going through such a tragedy. Quite a number of them didn't even complete the video before leaving comments filled with prayers and lovely thoughts. Pity all that was wasted on a clout video. Towards the end of the video, her father ran onto the screen and they all revealed that it was a prank. To think that Jojo's dad would agree to something so cruel shows the power of money. This is just a cheap parlor trick. Jojo revealed that this was only to get more views and didn't mind using an event that thousands of people would consider traumatic. Parents were absolutely furious, as they should have been. After a lot of backlash, Jojo gave a half-hearted apology for the clickbaiting, but the damage had been already done. Considering that she has multiple sources of revenue via her product lines and concerts, it's disgusting that she could mislead her young viewers for some attention, toy with their hearts like that. Now we know that Jojo would do anything for money, and this is a reputation that she'll regret later in life. Up next is Jojo driving a terrible car. Jojo Siwa doesn't have good taste in cars. And we're not talking about the car brand itself, but in the decoration. When Jojo got her first ever car at 16, everyone was excited that it was a classy and respectable BMW. I mean, who doesn't love a classic? Apparently, Jojo Siwa thought her car didn't look embarrassing or hurtful to the eyes though, so she set out to make it exactly that. First, she put a giant mural of her face on the hood. The entire car was covered in her branding and signature, down to the doors. To crown it all, she chose a paint job that screamed, "Everyone, stare at me." This is attention-seeking at its finest and would definitely haunt her sometime in the future. The vehicle was so colorful and loud that most people didn't have nice things to say about it. Even superstars like Justin Bieber weighed in on the situation by telling Jojo Siwa to burn it when she uploaded a picture of her car on her Instagram page. It later turned into some sort of a joke. At least we're glad that that didn't become a bigger feud or beef. This rainbow-colored car is an image that will live in our minds for a very long time. It remains to see how this turns out for a few years from now. Up next is her currently receding hairline. It's no secret that Jojo Siwa's current hairstyle is not doing her any favors. At just 17, she's close to being bald. Imagine worrying about a receding hairline at that age, when it usually is a concern for those twice that age. Her hairline looks quite unnatural, so it's pretty hard to ignore. Her comment section is always filled with people talking about her hair. It's hard to believe that she doesn't see them, but ignores them anyway. Jojo insists that she loves this feature as it makes her look like a child without hair. But why does she have a receding hairline now? All you have to do is take a look at her hairstyle and you will see the problem. Jojo has spent almost every day of her life excessively styling and combing her hair into a really tight ponytail with a bow. And yes, it was necessary to put the second really in there. It's so tight, so tight that her forehead could be staring back at you. Jojo uses about 4 different hairbands at a time. I don't think the hair breathes for a minute. There are also loads of hair and makeup sessions with chemicals that would definitely have a long-term effect. Jojo's signature look is taking a toll on her hairline and sometimes makes her look way older than she really is. Not the look that she's going for. It must be awful to have people always discussing your appearance. Despite the criticism about how she doesn't care about her hair, it's ironic to think that she actually gives out hair tutorials to young girls. She's basically teaching them to look like her with the excessive use of sprays, colors, and ponytails. This is a little too much for any parent and fast turning into a nightmare. The problem here is that she isn't ready to let go of this look yet, which won't look good in a few years. She's definitely setting herself up for some regrets later in life. Up next is the makeup scandal. Finally, let's talk about one of Jojo Siwa's most embarrassing moments, where she put her fans and supporters in danger. Most of us are aware that Jojo has a huge brand under which she sells different products, including accessories, toys, clothes, and makeup. All these have a single target: young children who are crazy about the teen star. However, Jojo was a little careless with her makeup line. It had attractive packaging and even more attractive pricing. The works. The young girls bought the products by the truckloads from Claire's, a popular retail store. It was like nothing could go wrong as the money kept pouring in, but it did go wrong. The FDA announced, to the shock of many, that the makeup contained asbestos. If you don't know what asbestos on the skin can do, think of cancer and other skin diseases. Yes, it was that life-threatening. The FDA had to issue a recall of all the makeup products since they were seen as dangerous to Jojo's young fans. We know that people make mistakes, and some are tempted to say that since Jojo didn't make the products herself, that it's not her fault, but that's not how responsibility works. And there you have it. These are moments Jojo Siwa will regret later in life. So which ones do you think will be the most difficult to forget? Let me know in the comments. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching.